Welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about this. Okay, Kamala, cackling Kamala. She had a little speech that she gave, and she pointed out some things that I wanted to go over and cover. Just a lot of stuff that I was frustrated about, especially yeah. There's a lot of stuff in here, but I got some clips that we're gonna show, and we're gonna go over a few things. I'm gonna show you a couple other things, and you can let me know how she did. I think she's pivoting a bit, but hey, you can tell me. Look, okay, so she got a new slogan for her campaign, I guess, and it's a new way forward. I guess maybe she got too much flack about the whole "when we fight, we win" because that's not the right rhetoric that you're supposed to have when you're having a campaign. Because they got all on President Trump about the fight, 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 with his fist in the air, and it's and the whole fight like hell, and it's the wrong rhetoric. You're not supposed to have that, and I pointed that out in a previous video on another rally that she did, but um, she still doesn't have any kind of platform that she's running on. She goes over some more stuff in this speech, but as far as like you can go to her website and there's still nothing there as far as a platform. Now I've heard that she's going to be coming out today, I think, with her policies, but I haven't seen it yet. So this is me before I've seen that. So anyway, but I just went to her website and it still didn't have any policies or a platform or anything that she's running on. So yeah, and she still hasn't taken any questions. She's been the nominee for president now for what, 26 days, 27 days, something around there. It's been almost a month, okay? She's been the nominee for the president of the United States. She still hasn't taken a single question. She still doesn't have a platform that she's running on. She can throw ideas out there all she wants, and she can steal some of Trump's, but she still doesn't have an agenda that she's running on. There's no platform that she's running on. Like I said, I just came from her website, and it's still not up there, so I don't know. You got me. Anyway, let's jump into the first clip here that I got. We'll take a look, and you can tell me. But this is, like I said, she says a lot of stuff in this speech. Now, granted, her speeches they're not as long as you know President Trump's. That guy he can talk for a while, but these guys for some reason they don't. Kamala doesn't. She doesn't talk as long as Trump does. So it's the speech itself isn't long, but hey, y'all can tell me. But hey, let's check this out, and you can tell me what you think. I'm gonna give my input. Y'all can tell me what you think. Let's get into this one here.
And today, by virtually every measure, our economy is the strongest in the world.
Okay, so she claims that our economy is the best in the world. I didn't believe that when I heard her say it, so I looked at a couple things that I wanted to let y'all see. But if we take a look here, I looked up this, and this is just a website that I've come across. Now this website just shows you know our economy based on others, and it's interesting that actually shows that Kuwait, as far it goes off of the money wise. Now Kuwait's money is worth a bit more than ours. Now take a look at this here. Now this here, okay, this has got strongest and weakest currencies in the world compared to the U.S. dollar. Now look at this on this top here. That's Kuwait, the dinar, right there on the top. 31 cents is what our dollar is compared to theirs. So that would average out to what? Roughly $3. if my math is right on that. So every $3 of our money is 30. That equals a dollar to their money. So I mean that's like I said. There as far as money wise, there's Kuwait, Bahrain's right underneath them. Jordan's down there at number three. I mean, you don't get down to even the euro. You don't get down to the U.S. dollar until all the way down here. So I guess we're not, number one in the world as far as that goes. So that's what I found when I was looking that up. So, yeah. But hey, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next one here. I've got this one now. Let's take a look at this and take a look.
We have created 16 million new jobs. We've made historic investments in infrastructure, in chips manufacturing, in clean energy. And new numbers this week alone show that inflation is down under 3%.
Okay. Now inflation is under 3%. Okay, that's better. But you've been in office for 3.5 years. It shouldn't. I mean, okay, everything that I understand about inflation, it shouldn't be. It should never go over 2%. From the way I understand it, anything in between 1% and 2% is that's where inflation should be on average. It should never go above 2%. Is the way I understand it, and it's been high. I know it's been over 4%. Now she said it's under 3%, but that's still not good. I mean, stuff's still expensive. People are using credit cards to buy groceries. I mean, it's still not good. Okay. Um, and as far as the jobs thing, look, I want to show you, this is crazy. Okay, so jobs, they created jobs. They didn't create jobs. I'm sorry. They didn't create jobs. Most of the jobs, everything that I've read, it says around 70 to 75% of the jobs that have come about, 70 to 75% of those were just jobs coming back from the lockdowns during COVID. So they're claiming all them jobs as creating jobs, and it's not the case. Plus, you've got 80 something thousand jobs that they created in the IRS to go after your tax dollars. So yeah, they did create some jobs, but the majority of them are just jobs that came back after the pandemic and the lockdowns got let up. That's not creating jobs. That's just people going back to work, and they're still claiming it. It's crazy to me. I mean, look, take a look at this one here. So this one, this is okay. So this says recovery versus creation. Nearly 72% of all job gains since 2021 were simply jobs that were being recovered from the pandemic, not new job creation. In fact, when looking at today's economy compared to pre-pandemic levels, employment is up only by 3.7. I think that's 3.7 million. On the other hand, prior to the pandemic, job creation under President Trump was 6.7 million. 3 million more jobs than the current president and vice president. There's a lot of people forget she's in office now. She can do things. Just because she's the vice president doesn't mean she can't do anything. She comes out here and she spills all this stuff about what she's going to do when she's elected. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Do it now. You can do it now. It's frustrating every time I hear her say, when I get elected, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You're in office now. You can write a bill. You can do something. Talk to your colleagues. Talk to your fellow Democrats. Try to get some of this done before the election. Maybe prove yourself just a little bit. Maybe that would help people. What do I know, though? I'm just an idiot that talks on the internet. So, anyways, let's get rid of this one here, and we'll go to the next clip. Check this one out. Okay, let's see.
As president, I'll take on the issue of the cost of health care. As Attorney General, I took on insurance companies and Big Pharma and got them to lower their prices. And together with President Biden, we've gone even further.
Okay, look. Hold on. Let's look. Go back a little bit here.
Companies and Big Pharma. As Attorney General, I took on insurance companies and Big Pharma and got them to lower their prices. And together with President Biden, we've gone even further. We capped the price of insulin at $35 a month, and the total cost.
That was President Trump that did that.
And the total cost of prescription drugs at $2,000 a year for seniors. We let Medicare negotiate.
Okay. Look. That's on the wrong one. 10. I'm on the wrong clip there. Anyway, she talks about companies that are okay, she talks about companies taking advantage of the COVID lockdowns, and then they never came back down on the prices. But look, the thing that bothers me about what she said there is the fact that the top 3 companies in food are Nestle, Pepsi, and Anheuser-Busch. So it's not even like bread and everything else. Like, I mean, Tyson's food is up there too, but the top 3 are junk food, soda pop, which is just more junk food, and beer. So those are the top 3 so-called food companies. So why are people just? It doesn't make sense to me. Why are they? Why is that the top 3 food companies when people are struggling to buy groceries? I don't get that. But hey, I don't know. Let me get rid of that. We'll just move on to the next one because I kind of messed that one up. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay.
And I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food. My plan will include new penalties for opportunistic companies that exploit crises and break the rules, and we will support smaller food businesses that are trying to play by the rules and get ahead. We will help the food industry become more competitive because I believe competition is the lifeblood of our economy. More competition means lower prices for you and your families.
Okay, look. So as far as that goes, I agree with the fact that yeah, competition can lower prices, but when you've got big companies that take up a majority of the space, okay? But what happens if you I don't even know, honestly. I don't know if she can even do that. I don't know if that's something that she can do as far as being the president. I'm not sure. I would say no, but I like I said, I'm not sure on that. But think about, I mean, you've got, so as a company that supplies food, say you're one of the bigger brands, you still have employees. You've got shipping costs, you've got overhead, there's distribution, marketing. Yeah, they make some good money, but they also put a lot of money into the company too. I mean, what happens if you tell a company they can't price something over a certain amount? Okay, so I'm gonna say example. This is gonna be a low number because I'm not good with math. But look, say you got a company that you sell some chicken, okay, for $10 a bag at the grocery store. Okay, so but it costs them between their overhead, their employees, their shipping costs, keeping it, cooled so that it doesn't spoil. So you think about it, what happens when they're only making $2 off of a bag of chicken because you won't let them raise it over $10 a bag? Companies, it's not going to be worth it for them to make $2 off of a bag, is it? Maybe it will. I mean, maybe some guys, if they're a big company and they sell enough product, maybe they'll just stick with it. But what happens when the prices keep going up, and you told them you can't raise the price of their chicken over $10? They're not going to make any profit after the inflation catches up and kills them. Like, this is just her. She's shifting blame. Okay, this is what I think. This is all because of her administration. She's been in power. She's been the vice president for 3.5 years. These are all because of the policies that her and President Biden had put into place. And now she's shifting the blame onto corporations, saying that it's greed and they're price gouging. She's the one that raised the price on everything because she's throwing money away. That's what happens when you give people free money and you give people free crap. It affects everything, and that's what people don't realize. Because you're giving the free money away. Where do you think that money comes from? Anyway, let's take a look at the next clip. Okay, we are on this one. There we go. All right.
And you know, economists have done the math. Donald Trump's plan would cost a typical family $3,900 a year. At this moment, when everyday prices are too high, he will make them even higher.
Excuse me. Okay, look. During the Biden and Harris administration, because it's just as much her administration as it is his. Okay, she's got failed everything across the board. Their policies have made it to where the average household of 4 people, okay, are having to spend over $17,000 more every single year in order to survive, compared to pre-pandemic levels when President Trump was in there. Think about that. Okay, before COVID, we were having to pay $17,000+ less a year just to survive than we are now. COVID's over. This is their failed policies. This is all them. And now she's coming out and saying, all this crap. This $17,000+ a year for a family of 4 just to live. That's not sustainable. And if she gets back in, it's not going to get any better. It's just going to get twice as bad because she's way more radical than Joe Biden is. That's frustrating. And anyways, look, this next one is we're gonna move on to the next one now because that one just anyway. Okay, this is the 6th one now. Check it out.
As president,
Wait. Wrong clip. My bad.
my administration will provide first-time home buyers with $25,000 to help with the down payment on a new home.
Okay. I wanted everybody to see this, the few people that watch me. This is more free money. This is more money that this administration that she's going to just throw out there. This is not free. Who is going to pay for, if, say I went out and I was a first-time home buyer and I'm buying a house and this administration is going to give me $25,000 to help pay for that house. It's not free. Where's it coming from? It's going to come from the taxpayers. That's more money that we're going to have to pay in taxes because she wants to throw money at people, and they rant and rave about her and cheer because, oh my gosh, she's giving us free money. It's not free money. It's got to come from somewhere, okay? These people rely on their base being oblivious to how economics and money works in the United States. You don't just throw money out there and say, here, have a great day. It's got to come from somewhere. They have to pay that money. They can't. It's got to come from somewhere. That's taxpayers' money that they're gonna have, that we're gonna be dishing out for any first-time home buyer to get an extra $25,000 to buy a house. I understand how the housing market is insane right now. I understand that. I've been looking at houses. But I'm not going to expect a handout from the federal government so I can go get a house. Just so the hardworking guy that's down the street from me has to pay taxes on my house that I bought because they gave me 25 grand. It's not a good thing. I don't understand why people rant and rave and cheer for this stuff. It's going to catch up to everybody at some point. Those taxes are going to go sky freaking high if she gets to implement this BS because she wants to throw money at people for votes. That's all this is. She says, here, I'm going to give you some free money. Now you can vote for me. She don't care. It's not going to come out of her pocket. Oh, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. Anyway. On to the next one. Let's see here. Okay. All right.
But here's what Donald Trump would do. If his Project 2025 agenda is put into effect, it will add around $1,200 a year to the typical American mortgage. He's got it backward. We should be doing everything we can to make it more affordable to buy a home, not less.
Look, I know I've said this. People I watch have said this. The news has said this. Well, I say news, some news. Not the mainstream media news. They haven't said. Project 2025 is not something that President Trump has endorsed and is backing. He is purposely moving himself away from Project 2025. He has outright said that he doesn't back that. He has Agenda 47 on his website that anybody can go and look at, unlike Kamala, who doesn't have any platform on her website. He's got everything laid out. Look, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna bring it up because it's ridiculous. Every time somebody tells me something, oh, Trump's Project 2025, it's ridiculous. He doesn't support it, and people who believe that crap, I can't even. Okay, look. Right here. Okay. Right here, it says, I've got it. Look, Agenda 47, not Project 2025. People who keep spouting this BS, it just infuriates me because the mainstream media, Kamala keeps saying it over and over again. It is not his platform. Okay? He's got Agenda 47. It's all right here on his website. Okay? Seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. I agree with that. Carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. Fine, because I've already said before, anywhere from $150 billion to $300 billion that it's costing the taxpayers to give benefits to these illegal aliens that are in our country now. Anywhere from $150 billion to $300 billion is what we're paying in taxes to support illegal aliens. It's ridiculous because of the failed Kamala Harris border that she was put in charge of. You could say she wasn't all you want. she was in charge of the border. Okay? Make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. Point in case. Okay, look. I looked into the whole Kuwait. At the beginning of this video, when I pointed out that Kuwait has their money's worth more than ours, because they have one of the biggest industries in oil, they have one of the biggest world industry oil contributors in the world. Okay, they have a lot of money in oil, a lot. That's why their money's worth more than ours. Okay, we need to be a major exporter of oil, and that'll drive down the cost too. If we are energy independent, have our own oil, all that, the prices come down, everybody lives better. Stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. I agree with that too. I don't know why anybody else can't get behind that. Large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips. That means lower end, middle class, everything that Kamala is all about. She's all about the middle class all of a sudden. Large tax cuts for workers. That's going to help the middle class. Defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. Self-explanatory. It's in the Constitution. Prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country, all made in America. Fine with that. Building that's going to create jobs. End the weaponization of government against the American people. Yes. The DOJ should not be weaponized against the American people for peacefully making their voices heard. That's all I'm going to say on that. Stop the migrant crime epidemic. Demolish the foreign drug cartels, crushing gang violence, and lock up violent offenders. Everybody can get behind that, right? Rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. Who doesn't want that? Strengthen and modernize our military, making it without question the strongest and most powerful in the world. Okay, I'm good with that too. Keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency, as it should be. That's what makes us a powerful nation. That in the military, and the fact that behind every blade of grass is an American with a gun. Anyway. Okay. Fight and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age. In Project 2025, it specifically says to cut Medicaid. Right there on Donald Trump's website. Right there. It says to protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts. It's not Project 2025. Stop saying it is. Anyway, I'm not going to read the rest of those. Y'all can go look at that if you want to. I'm not looking at that no more. I've already read it. I've told you several times. It's not. He is not a part of Project 2025, and people should stop saying that he is, because it's frustrating. It's not his platform. It never was. He has Agenda 47 on his website. Go look it up. All right. Anyway, let me know what you think. This whole speech was it was just frustrating for me because it was a lot of lies. She did say one or two things that I can't think of offhand that I did was like, well, that doesn't sound too bad. But the majority, 99% of that speech was crap. But you let me know. Let me know what you think. Thanks for hanging out. Hope y'all have a great night.